Okay, good. So there's always a little bit of a delay. So we are now live on YouTube. Hello, everybody. I'm going to start a backup recording here. All right. Welcome, everyone. Akasha here, Akasha at nanakasha.com. And I'm going to share my slides for a second. Welcome to, I don't even know what day this is. Oops, now I'm hearing myself. There we go. Mute. There we go. Okay. All the good technology that we have going on here for us. So, all right, where is here we go. Okay, so this is after this weekend, I've had a really intense full moon. I don't know about you guys, but it's really been, awesome, but I've rarely felt in my body very much. And if you've been following us along all week, you'll know that I went to the Mayan pyramid of Mayapan on the full moon in the morning. They let me in a half an hour early. I had 2 hours there all by myself. And I took you all the way through the pyramids and to a lot of different vortexes. I had you touch the stones and took you right all the way up the 9-step pyramid to the top into the Temple of the Descending God. So make sure that you watch that. Yesterday, we did a cacao ceremony. So we're having a lot of fun and you're getting a lot of the different elements that are part of, let's see what I got here. Okay. Just fix my slides. And you're getting a lot of the elements that I use in my healing work and in my live retreats. So we have the live retreats coming up June 30th and in December. And we work with the dolphins live 3 different days. And we do communication and healing and energy work and divination work and meditation. And then we work with the Mayan moon goddess, Ixchel, and then we work with the jaguar spirit guide. And then we do ceremonies in Mayan temples and ancient pyramids, in sacred caves. So I'm giving you some of these experiences here this week. And we have this incredible party full moon going on, lovely. So here's a little list of what we've been up to. Everything is at the playlist. If you get on nanakasha.com, you'll have a reminder. If you're on YouTube, you can subscribe, get notifications. You'll know when we go live. And also below, we will have the link to the playlist. So today we've got a guest. I'm super excited. I'm going to introduce her in a second. And tomorrow we have another guest, my dear friend Alan, the Genesis doctor, is going to share about the Mayan third eye opening that he experienced. And he's the reason that I ended up over here. And now 6.5 years, I live here full time. And then on Wednesday, we'll have our final show. And we're going to have an epic celebration, and who knows what spirit guides are going to come in. So these are some of the ones we have up there for you to watch. I teach you how to make cacao, how to make ingredients, and we go through the channeled message from the cacao spirit, as well as how to be in sacred moment, how to appreciate and connect through your heart, whether it's a cacao, a drink, or anything else. The full moon, when I take you to the pyramid, channeling from Perseus, our baby dolphin, ancient, amazing being, Rainbow Dolphin messages, and the divination day when I did readings and other healings came through. And this is where you find out about our retreat. Okay, so, and this is tomorrow with my good friend Alon. I'm super excited. So now let's dive into today. Today is I'm really excited because, when you meet somebody and you just know immediately, this is how I usually connect with people. I'm looking or I'm scanning or something comes across and I look and I know energetically, I know in my heart, I know spiritually, we're speaking the same language. We have similar paths. We have similar magical traits that would play together really well. And that's how I felt about Veronica. So Veronica is a soul healer and a spiritual teacher like I am. So now you can see there's a synergy there. She's the founder of Angel's Gate Academy, a spiritual road to self-mastery. Using the soul healing system method, Veronica is able to help people clear past trauma and karma and activate their light. Veronica guides group and spiritual and emotional journeys through time and other dimensions to reprogram people's minds and bodies. Using an intuitive approach to energy healing, holistic nutrition, timeline therapy, hypnosis, yay, NLP, and channeled messages, Veronica's methods clear the hurt holding people back from experiencing true love, acceptance, and appreciation. So you can find her on Facebook, and if you're on our list, we'll have all of this information and her links as well in that. And she has a free gift for you. It's our aura and energy clearing. And again, we're going to send that in an email, and we will have that below for you once we are done. So we'll come back here and say, welcome, Veronica.
Such a pleasure and honor to be here. How are you, my beautiful angel?
Wonderful, wonderful. How much fun that we get to play and we get to do this, and you have sparkling stars behind you. Absolutely love it.
I feel like I was playing with you yesterday because I was working in a garden. I planted all this arugula and I was going there to water it. And as I was watering, I saw this like rainbow. It was like a double rainbow. It was like, I can't even make it as wide because my screen is small. So I had the beautiful rainbow. And then last night in my dreams, the dolphins came in. I'm like, oh, she's preparing me for this.
How fun. Yes, I do go work with my clients too. They're like, you came in my dreams, or you were standing in the living room, or you were, you were doing this. But yeah, isn't that fun when you have your hose on that spray setting and when you hit a certain place, you get rainbows.
Every time I water my plants, I get rainbows. It's so magical. It's like their way of bringing me into the garden to do the work. And I'm like, thank you. Make it fun for me.
Yeah, I did videos once a long time ago. I was just like, oh, there's a rainbow here. There's a rainbow. And I was just playing with that magic. But I love the idea that the rainbow is there all the time. We just don't see it. Like it was sort of like a magical thing that made it appear to you, right? You got to see it. You were in this process. So, well, share a little bit about how you came to be doing the soul healing work you did. And also, we were sharing before we started how everything that we have in our lives talks to us, our crystals and different things and our jewelry. And this necklace that she has on is a very special pearl that wanted to be here.
Oh, yes. I was like literally running to get my crystals because they were charging under the full moon. And this pearl was, I received it in Thailand when I was there in January this year. And it was from this family. There were like 3 generations. They were growing pearls, and I got to learn how they do it. Like they literally they put a little pearl in the ocean in a box, and you can live there for 2 to 5 years for this pearl to grow to its size. Talking about investing, talking about watering,
Yeah.
and the same thing goes for the soul healing work. Everyone is looking for a path, like how do I get there, or what's the perfect path, or how long would it take? And the truth of the matter is it's a journey. It's like that tree that you have to water so many years before you see something. And for some reason, this message is coming very strongly right now. If you are listening right now and you're on that path, you're like, okay, I've done this and I've done this and I've done that. Shouldn't I be enlightened by now?
I know we're conditioned to be so goal oriented. It is one of those outer patterns that keeps having to crack as people live more in their spiritual path, because it's not about when am I going to get there and when is it going to be done, and because it's never done. It's an unraveling path. But
it's a journey.
Yeah.
It's truly a journey. So about the soul healing journey that I embarked on, I was pushed and I was kicked and I was encouraged and I was inspired by many, many beautiful souls that came along the way. They showed me who I am and showed me my path before I was ready to see it. I would meet random people, years ago. I remember I went to this workshop. It was a business workshop. I had nothing to do with this soul healing work or the self-development work. And I remember this gentleman comes to me. We're on the table. I was surrounded by my friends. And he's like, who are you? And I'm like, okay, Veronica Parks. I don't know. He's like, I want to talk to you. So he literally goes across the table and he's like, there's something about you. Can I see your hand? I'm like, there it goes. Just another one of those. So I'm like, sure, here it is. And the gentleman, he was, I think he was 67 years old. So, older, like he wasn't a young kid trying to make a move or anything like that. And he looks at my hand. He's like, you're a soul healer. I'm like, there he goes again. And he's like, you need to stop reading books because you already know all the answers. And a lot of the guidance are going to come to you in your dreams. And I'm like, okay, I don't really believe in this stuff, but how does he know that I'm a bookworm? I would read, 50 books a year. That was like average. That's between audiobooks and other stuff.
Yeah.
And throughout the journey, many, many souls have come to my way sharing with me, you're this, you can do this, you can do that. And I'm like, are you all out of your mind? I'm just a normal person. I'm as logical as you get. Like I grew up with parents who were professors, math, physics, computers. That was my bread and butter. Finances, right? Wasn't anything to do with the creative side. I never actually allowed myself to open that up until I was forced to. Going through a really abusive relationship that brought me to face all that I've been, all that I hid, all that I kept inside. Everything just came to the surface. And at that time, I'll never forget the moment. I remember waking up and it was already noon and the sun was already out. It was a beautiful spring day. And I was in Burbank, California at that time. And I could still taste the alcohol because I was using alcohol and other things to numb the pain that I was feeling inside, the emptiness. And I couldn't speak with anyone. Why was I in that abusive relationship? None of it made sense. It didn't align with who I was, yet I used the relationship to punish myself because I didn't think I was a good person. Going through the things I went through in my childhood, including sexual abuse, I developed this inner belief that I must be a terrible person if this happened to me. And not being able to speak to anyone, I put this facade on. From the outside, looked like I was living a perfect life, yet inside I was empty and broken. So how could I share with anybody that I was allowing the person that I loved to abuse me? But instinctively, I learned later on that I did that on purpose to punish myself because I want to pay for being a bad person, which makes no sense, but we do that. And I'm assuming someone today needs to hear this message.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because
Everybody
in
has
that
some
moment,
way of doing this, whether it's in that exact story or not. But
and
yeah.
in that moment, I remember looking outside and this beautiful sun just like lit my whole field. And I asked myself, do I jump? Do I make it easy for everybody else? Or do I stay and fight? And I chose the latter. Something switched in the moment. I looked at the person and I'm like, how was I ever in love with you? Like, it was almost like I pushed the button and I was no longer that person anymore because I made that choice in that second. I chose my light. And I promised myself that I'm going to build myself into the most beautiful person I can be from inside out. That if one day you can take everything away from me, I have the most valuable thing, which is the energy that channels through me. Hence, development of the soul healing system. So ever since that day, my journey began to discover, uncover, and master every possible method I could get my hands on to do it for myself, to build myself from inside out. And by doing that, I started attracting people who wanted the same medicine. I would go to a place and somehow, some way, all the ladies that had problems in their relationships and their marriages would come to me like I had the answer. And at that time, I didn't have a business. I'm like, I don't know how to help you. I'm just me. But somehow, some way, I always had the right thing to say to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Later on, did I realize that I was channeling, and whichever person guided to share, whether it's 5 minutes or an hour, what comes through, it's exactly the medicine that they need if my voice is for them. So we can talk about different methods and different roads to get us to Rome. Ultimately, my invitation to you is to find the light within you and know that it doesn't matter what your past was. It doesn't matter what you've been through. It doesn't matter what choices you've made. What matters is Can you choose to be that present for yourself and for others today? Can you make that quantum shift and remember the light within you? Because every single person deserves to be loved, to be heard, to be seen, to be known. And you are special. The fact that you're reincarnated in this time in history tells me that you hold the key.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I say that all the time. Everybody alive today, whether they seem like they're spiritual or conscious or anything or not, is here because of what's happening. They have an opportunity for that incredible transformation. So, well, it's so beautiful that, sharing that, because it's inspiring to people to know they're not alone, right? And there isn't a single person out there. I used to work with people who were very, very, very wealthy and a lot of very famous people. And it's interesting to see behind the curtain, because everybody assumes, oh, they're rich, they're famous, they've got it made, everything is perfect. But nobody's perfect, and nobody is got there without going through their own ups and downs and their own fears. And I had a client who was making $3 million a year for, I don't know, 12 years. It was normal. It was not a big deal. Suddenly he's talking to people who are billionaires. He calls me up. My mother's in my head again, telling me I'm not good enough. Who do I think I am? Right? So it's like a constant evolution in that.
It's part of it's the juice of being human. We come with desires, with wants, with needs. Our soul has everything. Our soul simply wants to grow and become and evolve. Our humanness has so many desires and needs and wants, and it's a constant duality between the two, marrying the two, balancing between the two, and finding that happy middle that works for you.
Yeah. So tell us about your pearl. Do you know why it? Yeah, well, you said you told us where it came from, but do you know what what is the energy it's holding? What does it do for you, or why do you think it wanted to be here?
I have no idea.
Oh, you don't know?
We'll have to ask the pearl. I did meet the gentleman that was making them, and at that time I was in Thailand. Oh, it has a story. Okay, now I see why I wanted to come here, because it was the first time. There's like, no, I need to be with you. The story of the gentleman touched me because of the passion and the efforts and this patience of waiting for a pearl for 5 years, to grow. It goes to show, or it reminds us more to being present. We live in a world that everything is so fast. In fact, you watch YouTube videos and everything's like pop, 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 pop.
And 10 videos on top of 10 other videos. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And when I met that gentleman, there was so much stillness. He had all the time in the world, even though he was running the company, had all the time in the world. I was with my boyfriend at that time. He invited us and he showed us every stage of how to make a pearl. And that was just a regular person that walked into the store. He didn't have to do any of that. But the stillness, the patience, the love, the heart, the way he was describing it, it was so special. And I didn't buy anything at that time. I just quickly went to see and I left. And at that time, I was doing the Soul Healing Summit 1, and I was personally going through a rebirth of myself. I wasn't able to eat for a week and a half. I wasn't able to hold any food. And then when I did eat, I had food poisoning. So I went for 2.5 weeks of barely eating anything. If you catch any interviews at the end of the summit, I'm like a skeleton. I went through a complete rebirth, and then my boyfriend surprised me when I came out, and he gave me this pearl. And it was a heart, and I wanted like a smoky one. It's like,
wow.
It's a representation. It's almost like a gift for a newborn, I guess. And talking about soul's evolution, like I went through 3 rebirths since this year. We're going fast.
Yeah, we sure are. We sure are.
So that was, I guess, my baby gift.
Oh, beautiful.
The new Veronica.
Yeah, and I love the idea to remember that that's like your soul. You have pearls that are growing, some that are just starting, some that are halfway ready, right? Some that are ready to harvest these different aspects of us, especially with a soul awakening. It's not like typically you don't wake up one day and know every life you ever lived and every power you ever had and da 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 da, and now you're there, right? It's like unraveling a mystery, and certain
And
things come
you
in.
want to go at your own pace, because if we're to talk about evolution and our soul's evolution, before to ascend to a higher level, we had to physically die and then come in as a higher being. Now, for the first time, we get to ascend in the same physical body without having to die. Now, you have to understand that this is your temple. So we can't do all the soul work at once, because you would fry your body out. We're talking about, how can I hold more light? How can I do
Yeah.
more of this? Like,
I want higher frequencies. I want to talk to this person. I want angels in my room. Yeah, you have to get in. Yeah, it's like going to the gym and being strong enough, right? Or
yeah,
installing high-speed internet or whatever, right? Having the conduit
it's
ready.
a balance. I was just reading a book from Sarah Beek. I just came across for work, and it's very interesting, a very different view on how spirituality and everything is from her point of view. And it was interesting that she was sharing something. It's like, I do soul work for a week or two, and then I take a few days and I eat my soul food and I watch comedies and I have fun, and I come back to my humanness, so my body gets a chance to readjust and realign with my new energy. But if you constantly go, 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 go every single day, you're going to burn yourself out, because it's a lot of lifetimes, a lot of trauma to process.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at a lot of Kundalini yoga
Oh yeah.
teachers, when they open up all that, the breathing, you look at their skin, it burns out really fast.
Mm.
Just notice that. So everything is good in moderation, even soul work, as long as you do a little bit every day. So don't spend 24 hours doing soul work, but if you can allocate an hour to it, and
Definitely.
then go to your humanist, now you find a beautiful balance that will help you in every area of your life.
Definitely need to do your routine every day. Bare minimum as much time as you spend brushing your teeth and stuff, right? Bare minimum. But yes, what you're talking about is sometimes people think I do my normal life and then I go away, and I go through an ayahuasca journey, or I go to a pyramid, or I go to a retreat with me, or, I do something really epic and I have this mind boggling experience. And then I come back and then you get stuck in the loop of wanting that or craving that or being attached to that, or why it wasn't as good as that, right? And it's not about sustaining that. No. And I like what your friend said, because it was sort of like altitude adjustment, or when you come up from scuba diving, you have to adjust to the frequency, to the atmosphere, to that you come in. So, well,
Mm.
tell us what you said. You've been through 3 upgrades this year. I'm not surprised. We've had some wild and crazy energies this year. It's been awesome. So give us an example of, and what do you mean? You said you wanted to talk about activating your superhuman, and share how that works and how people can be aware. Like, how do I know if I'm going on a soul upgrade, or how do I know, you know, I know what I think, but I want to hear from you how people can be in the moment, and yeah, you have to go through the pain if there's pain, but you can also have that higher level awareness that it is a transformation and a metamorphosis of your soul.
Mm. I will share this with you. Maybe that will open up will bring some new light to this. When you look at your life, when you look at the things that are happening, whether is an argument, whether is a discrepancy, whether is a misunderstanding between you and someone, or unharmonious relationship, right? And you look at your dynamics. And sometimes as human, if we're only to see this from a human perspective, then we see the details. You said this, I said that. You did this, I did that. I didn't do this. All the little details, and we get caught up in it. My invitation to you is that every single encounter that you have, that's an opportunity for you to grow as a soul. Make no mistake. Whether it's a person in a grocery store or a person cutting in front of you in traffic, every time you feel triggered, I invite you. Hopefully one day you can just run and kiss the messenger and be like, thank you for triggering me. Thank you for upsetting me. Thank you. Until then, you're like, Veronica, you're crazy. That's okay. I own it. when that happens, know that that person that triggered something within you, now there's an opportunity for you to, for good, clear that so you never have to deal with it again. So if you go throughout the day, notice your dynamics and any difficult dynamic that you have, that is an opportunity for you to grow as a soul. So what you can do is zoom out. Let's say I'm in a situation with someone. I can be in my body and act as human, or I can simply be the observer watching what is happening at the same time and notice how Veronica is reacting. Veronica is reacting in a compilation of everything she knows, everything she's learned in this lifetime. So her response is going to be simply a filtering through every experience she's been through. Now that's reacting in an unconscious way only from the human level. But when you become the observer and you watch this happening from the side, then you can snap out of it really fast and be like, okay, what is this person trying to teach me? What is the bigger lesson? If they're cutting in front of me, then maybe somehow, some way, I cut in front of myself. I needed something and I told myself no. If a person steals something from you, then how much of your inner peace you stole from yourself by involving in other things. So everything is a reflection of what's going on inside. When you become that observer from that side and you zoom out, you're like, okay, what is the lesson? The sooner I learn the lesson, the sooner all of this dissipates. I can't tell you how many times I was in a situation that you fired up, in the moment you react, because that's normal, right? The difference is how long you stay in the reaction. Is it 5 minutes? Is it 1 minute? Is it 2 days? Is it a lifetime? A lot of us have lifetimes of things that we're holding on to. I'm going to hold on to the anger. I'm not going to forgive you because you don't deserve it. Well, you're poisoning yourself. You already know that. So my invitation to you is that become so adamant about finding your truth and your light and harmonize all the dynamics in your life. Because every argument has nothing to do with you. It's a simple reflection of how you treat or feel inside. Oh, that was a shift for the entire collective right now.
Yeah,
Felt
that
it in
was
my
very
chest.
nice.
When we become responsible for everything in our life, then we take the wheel and we're like, I'm going to drive my bus from now on. I get to choose which highway, which road I get to go. And if I want to take my bus in the ocean and swim with the dolphins and the whales, beautiful, amazing. This is why I feel like going to that. Don't let anybody else drive your bus. When something comes from the outside, then we react and we feed into that reaction. We allow the other person to drive our bus. Become the master of your emotions because you are the being that has this body, this temple that holds your soul. You are the being that has a mind. You are the being that has a heart. So step into that being. Don't allow yourself to only use your humanness because you have so many other superpowers, and that goes to how do we activate our superhuman? What does that mean? The superhuman is utilizing your entire multidimensionality to the best of your ability. So right now you see me and you see my body and you hear my voice. Some of you might be able to notice my aura, my energy field. Some of you might notice all the entourage that I come with, my angels, right? Depending what you developed your eye to see. So how do you develop that eye to see more and to see beyond unseen? Trust yourself. At any given point in time, right now, you can say, oh, I'm just watching this and I'm just seeing this body. Are you seeing this spaceship around me? Some of you might, Some of you might not. But that is how you can develop your life. So can we play? Is it okay if we play?
Yes, yes, yes.
And then my belly is responding like,
no, play. Yeah, play. I love play. Let's play.
Let's play. Okay. So if you're not driving, if you are driving, I invite you to stop the car right now. And let's just imagine, let's practice some things. Maybe it's the first time, maybe you're already advanced. Allow your eyes to close for a moment. And simply notice your body, your physical body. And if you want to touch it and be like, okay, these are my shoulders, my hair. Okay, that's who I am. Okay, it's part of me. Beautiful. Now let's get in touch with other parts of ourselves. So, as an observer, I invite you to be on the side watching your body. Can you do that now? Simply notice your body from the side. Notice the way you're sitting, the way you look. Maybe for the first time. Beautiful. Now, let's expand this field to the size of your room. So imagine as you take a deep inhale and an exhale, expand yourself to the size of the room. Just play with me. Pretend that it's working. Invite your childlike curiosity. So expand to the size of the room. And notice that even with your eyes closed, you can feel the walls, the window, the chair, whatever else you have in the room. Beautiful. Now let's expand to the size of your entire home. Wow, that's interesting. And notice what that does to your body, to your heart, to your chest. Feel the openness. Now let's expand bigger to the size of your neighborhood. In fact, become so big as you look down, you notice your entire neighborhood. Houses, the flowers, the trees, buildings, stores, whatever else you have. And if we're playing, let's ask that we connect to the healing power of this land, whatever you are. Let's ask to connect to the healing power of our neighborhood and only feel and sense the most beautiful vibration, energies, and beings around us. Notice what you notice. Beautiful. And now I invite you to open your heart in a very different way. You're going to do that with your imagination. So take a deep inhale in. On the exhale, imagine opening your heart to the size of the room that you're in. Beautiful. Now let's open your heart to the size of your own home. Now let's fill in your home with your own love, with your own vibration, with your own beauty. Take a deep inhale in and exhale into this space. Beautiful. Some things are coming to the surface. Let's call in your spirit guides of pure light. Everyone has spirit guides of pure light. It's the intuition, the gut feeling. You might see them, you might notice them, you might feel them. And with the assistance of your spirit guides of pure light, we ask to clear our entire aura, our entire energy field from all the vibration frequencies, from all the density, the heaviness, From all the weight that we've been carrying from this and past life. We simply ask the angels to do it for us. It's part of being superhuman. We don't have to work hard. We simply ask the angels, please transmute all the low vibration frequencies into pure love and light. And we ask to fill in your space, your energy field, and your home with the highest vibration of love and light. Let's bring this magic filling your entire home with this juiciness, with this pure inner peace. As it fills every room in your house, your car. We ask to bring some of this beautiful energy into your business, into your career, into your work, into everything that you do. We ask to bring the highest vibration that you can hold at this time. Take a deep inhale. Exhale it out, anything that stands in the way. Beautiful. And for whatever reason, I'm called to send some beings to the light. It's unusual. With the assistance of spirit guides of pure light, with the assistance of spiritual doctors. We ask to open up a portal and send all the beings that are ready to go to the light. Send them to the light now. Some of the fields are so dense because many beings that have passed away, or maybe they got lost in this dimension, and it makes it dense for us to be. So we invite them all to the light. Take a deep inhale. Exhale it out. Beautiful. Feels so much better. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We ask to close the portal now. We ask to feel in the void, in our energy field, in our homes, in our whole work, and everything that we have and do with the purest energy of our soul. We ask to bring back all our essence, all our power, and the knowingness of how to use our own gifts. Beautiful. We ask to raise your biofield alignment and your physical body's adaptability to your new energy field to 100% for your highest good. And for any dynamics or relationships that came to the surface, we ask to clear blocks, vows, contracts, agreements, karma, decrees, resistance that stand in the way. Transmute it to love and light. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale it out. Beautiful. And we ask to call in the other fragments of our soul that are ready to come back into oneness, back into a body now. And with the column of light coming from the crystalline center of Earth, we ask to ground in all your energy, to ground in only the purest energy of our soul. And at this moment, I invite you to place your hand on your heart And imagine this river of love opening from your heart. From this river of love, let's pour love to all of our body organs, our kidneys, our liver, stomach, intestines. Let's pour the love into everything that you are first. Let's fill up your cup. Until it's overflowing, covering your entire body in this beautiful cocoon of love. Hmm. And if you feel brave, let's allow this river of love to fill up your entire room with your own beautiful, sweet love. So you can taste what it's like to bathe in your own goodness, in your own field, in your own pure light. Feel what it's like to taste your own love. And I invite you from now on to nourish your heart, your field, your home. And find a few minutes or an hour every day to come back to you. As you begin to expand your heart, your energy field, play with it, you'll begin to explore your multidimensionality and begin to attract the things that you choose to have in your life to you. The most beautiful, magical way for the highest good of all. I invite you to forgive yourself for all and none. I invite you to accept all that you are. And I invite you to look deep inside you and notice and taste and be present with your own divinity. There it is. Feel the light, the divine God love within you. And now let's connect the love to the same love of everything that is on this planet, only with that pure love that is a match for our heart right now. And as we do this, you might notice points of lights all across the planet, across the forest, across the ocean, connecting the same vibration of light to all the animals, to all the trees, to the dolphins, to the whales. Connect to the same divine God love in all of us, in everything that lives, in everything that is created. Feel the oneness, feel the one space, feel the new earth. That is your new home. Everywhere you go, there you are, home. And you remember to place your hand on your heart and express gratitude for every breath of air, for every glimpse of sunshine, for every cleansing and baptizing of the beautiful water, for the nourishment from Mother Earth, for the life force channeling through us. You are a beautiful center point of energy. You are the light. You are divine. You are your own master. I invite you to slowly begin to sense your physical body. Coming back to this beautiful, amazing creation that you made. Your own body, your own mind, your own heart, your own center point of divinity. And slowly begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. If you're sitting or laying down, bring your arms up, stretch, 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 stretch. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself the biggest hug. Feel the beauty of your own creation. The same body that you wash, that you feed, that you caress, that you love on every day, that is the temple for your soul. And the better you take care of this, the longer you have in this reincarnation to become. What a gift to be a human and experience it all. Thank you for playing.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, that was yummy and delicious, and I don't want to come back.
Don't come back. Be there and here and
Yay.
everywhere at the same time.
That's right. So I walk through the day. I always love it when my students start saying, I'm walking through the day and I'm seeing other dimensions at the same time. And I'm like, good, this is who we are. So wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. And so really what you're focusing is to allow people to understand that they're human, but they're more than that. And that when you recognize all these parts of you, that's that superhuman. We do have a superhero obsession on the planet. So,
well, superheroes. The fact that we said yes to reincarnate and come here and play this game of life, we're heroes. It takes a lot. Because as a soul, we are infinite. It's very easy to love on that realm, on the soul level. But when we reincarnate and we bring something that is so limitless, we place it in something that is so limiting. Now the game of duality begins. And when you understand that and you begin to love the limitations of your humanness, and you begin to play with this, you're like, okay, Veronica, I know this is what you are here. But are you willing to expand beyond your mind, beyond what you see, beyond what you feel, beyond what you think you know, beyond what every book has written out there? And now we begin to play, and you can test. We are going towards a world where we'll be able to telepathically communicate with each other. We'll be able to create from our thoughts, and we were able to do that before. And all the soul journeys that we do is to give us a taste of the wholeness that we are, because from that place, everything is possible. We can create anything. I mean, you look at the Egyptian pyramids and how were they created?
yeah.
At that time, there is no technology to carry all that stuff, but the power of your thought. When you begin to understand that this human mind actually has the remote control. So now your goal is, how can I bring the expansiveness of the soul, and how can I bring all the parts of the soul that I lost behind? Because once you have all of it, now you connect to your human remote, and now we get to play.
I love it. I love playing. I love the breakdown because we get to break through. I love the metamorphosis because we get to become something we've never been before. And yes,
To remember.
Yeah.
To remember.
And integrate it into something new. So it isn't like I'm going back to who I was. It's like bringing the pieces together and then creating something completely new. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for playing with us and sharing that wonderful journey. I hope everybody shares this with whoever you know. You come back and you listen again as many times as you would like, because it was an incredible journey. And like all of these kind of soul journeys, you get to have something different every time you do it. A little bit of a shift. So, well, everything was just so beautifully shared and eloquently explained. But is there anything else coming up as we close that you would like to share?
Let me tune in into the audience. In the times to come, there will be more questions than answers. I invite you to consider if the question come from your mind or from your heart. And I invite you to be that explorer of answering the questions of your heart and allow the mind to create what your heart desires. Because right now we're leading from our minds. But the mind without a heart, it's like a tool without a leader that has to hold it. So I invite you to focus on the work and opening up your heart and loving so deeply. And that begins with taking the silent time and being with yourself and loving all that you are. Because when you see yourself, the truth of who you are, you'll be able to see the same in another. And that is how we create the new earth. That is the message for you.
Beautiful. Thank you. And we're going to make sure that you get the link to the free gift, but you want to share a little bit about it?
Yes, absolutely. I was in Sedona when I recorded this. I spent all day hiking all the vortexes. And when I came back, I got this guidance, just turn off the light, turn off everything and record. And I sat down and that was the first thing that came through. It was this beautiful 10-minute energy clearing that it's like a shower for your soul that I invite you to do on a daily basis. So it's a quick 10 minutes and it does clear your energy, it removes the psychic cords because we form cords every time. Anytime somebody looks at you and they don't like something about you, there you go. You have a psychic cord. You got to clear it. So it's good to do that on a daily basis. So as you take a shower for your physical body, use that daily energy clearing for your soul and let that magic do it for you. There's no reason to work hard anymore. In fact, working hard, that's taught by our system. Yeah. Let's have fun and play. Because when we do that, life becomes magical and so much easier.
Yeah, perfect. Life that's magical and easy and fun and just the way we love. And one of the things I really loved that you shared in that guided experience was experiencing your own love, not like, oh, receive divine love, but start to feel what it's like, because I think most people can relate to like, I give love, I have a lot to give. I can, be a certain way for other people. So there was a really beautiful experience to be given permission to have that experience. So I can see everybody sort of like, oh, this is interesting.
You're like, I'm actually that powerful. Ooh.
Yeah, and to value, right? Value what you give, which I think everybody does at some level, even if they're not confident and so on. However, then giving it to yourself where you value and receive it, because we all know what it's like to give to people who are not good receivers. So wonderful opportunity to be an excellent receiver of your own love and then radiate that out as you walk through your day.
Yeah, we did that in the inner circle. I hold the inner circle group that we do life journeys every Saturday. And one time we literally did this journey because he came to me and they're like, Veronica, you have no idea how intense your love is, how overwhelming sometimes it is for like, for a partner or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So the download came to me and I got to experience the intensity of my own love. I'm like, oh my God, my love was meant to be for masses. It's a lot for one person. And I got to feel that. And I was like, whoa, it's too much. So then in an inner circle, we did this journey called Drunk on Love. And everybody got to experience all those chords of love going out. We're like, okay, now bring them back. And they're all like, wait, what? I had no idea that my ability to love was so powerful. And then when you know that, now you're like, okay, I'm going to give you a little bit, not push it all to one person that you overwhelm them. So that's something to think about too.
I love that. Ooh, a nice little tidbit. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, sweetie. Have a beautiful and blessed day. We are just so honored that you've shared this time with us.
Thank
Namaste.
you. Namaste. Until the next time.
Wonderful. Okay, everybody. So, what a delightful day. And now we have tomorrow, we're going to have Alon come on and share with us. We're going to share a little bit, I think, about probably how we met. We have a long history together. And what I love is that he's going to bring in this aspect that we're talking a lot about the Maya. And I've been taking you to the Maya pyramids. I have so many people tell me they didn't know there were pyramids here. There's more pyramids here than anywhere on the planet. They couldn't even begin to excavate them all. They're about at 10%, if that. And so there's pyramids, there's sacred structures, there's vortexes, there's caves with sacred waters, pure waters. There's the ocean waters all around us, different kinds. We have the Gulf, we have the Caribbean, and we have all the jaguar spirits. We have all of these different entities. And so giving you a little bit of a taste of where I live, what a profound impact it's had on my life, and how I've gone through phases of not really knowing anything about the Mayan, coming in college a million years ago, and going to Chichen Itza when you could climb it and you could go inside of it and you could sit on the jaguar throne, not having a clue how, intensely profound that was for me at that point in my life when I was 19 or something. And that wouldn't be a possibility later in life, and how these different aspects of my life kept bringing me back here. I went to Egypt. I was waiting to go back to Egypt. I'd been the spiritual leader in several groups to Egypt, and we'd done hours at a time in the king's chamber, and every temple we went to was private, and creating these amazing experiences. And then I put myself on hold saying, oh, well, at a certain point when my kids are at place, I'll get back to Egypt. Instead, my spirit, through Alon and some of my clients, delivered me here in this area. And I started getting the messages. The shaman will come to you. When you go to the jungle, the jaguar starts speaking to you. And I'm all like, okay, thanks. That's cool. Yeah, okay. I love all that stuff. But I had no idea what it was going to open up for me, and how my heart has come alive, how I've cried because I wish I was Mayan, how the spirits have come to me and told me, you can't be Mayan in this life. You have to bring this information to the masses. So everything in your awakening, whether it's you're learning to meditate, or you're learning a new energy healing method, or you're starting to speak to spirit guides, or you're starting to trust your intuition, or you're really into crystals, or you're learning about herbs, whatever it is, like we've talked about, take everything that comes into your life and taste it. All right. Maybe it's just for you in that moment. Maybe it's to trigger you and let you throw up and purge everything. Maybe it's something that's going to open a door you never had any idea that was a part of your path. So be present on your journey. Take this incredible gift from Veronica today and feel your own love. I feel the profoundness of that wisdom and that energy radiating from everyone here. So tomorrow I will see you. Please make sure that you do the full moon journey at the pyramid, even if you do it later, because I was able to be there alone and bring all the camera through everything and have you there. It's quite a profound experience, even if you're not familiar with any of this. And make sure that if you want to learn how to make your own cacao, understand a little bit more about the sacred spirit essence of cacao, that you can go back to that. Everything is on the playlist, Dolphin Healing, and make sure you subscribe below. Have a beautiful and blessed day, everybody. Namaste, and thank you. I have to wait a minute or so for the YouTube to catch up before I stop that.